Hey guys, Paradox Predators here. Just want to say welcome to Pop Burst. This is a new series we're doing where it takes two or three people. We all talk about one specific topic for about less than 20 minutes typically. Leave a comment down below if you like this new format. And without further ado, let's get back to the video.
Today, I'm gonna tell you all the time I got robbed at gunpoint. Yay!
Wait, at gunpoint?
Yeah,
I
at gunpoint.
At gunpoint. Okay. So for context, I'm the only one that has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, surprisingly, you've not heard this story, which I'm kind of surprised because Vincent kind of talks about it a lot, which is reasonable. You know, you got robbed at gunpoint.
Yeah, and I'm still kind of dealing with it right now.
So before we get started,
Oh wait, because you're dealing with it right now, is there some things you can't talk about?
No, I'm not dealing with it within the law. I'm dealing with it like emotionally. So it's kind of
Yeah,
mentally,
not in a bad way. Yeah, mentally. I wouldn't say emotionally. I would say mentally.
Wait, so you,
emotionally.
So you got the thing back then?
Yeah. Everything's clear. It's been like a year now.
Oh, okay. I had no idea really. I kind of thought
This is like a year ago. He got his camera back. He got his stuff back. The court,
This was like November of 2017, I think.
Right.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like close to it was November, and then I got it early like May of 2018. So
wait, before we
it's
continue,
been like a year.
Like start from the beginning, like give us like the whole background on it.
So I'm not gonna say the names of the people because I don't know.
I'm gonna like censor it out, so it's fine.
I'm still not. It's just somebody.
No, that's fine.
Somebody from our high school.
You just use a fake name. It's fine.
Okay, it rhymes with
Don't. Okay.
It rhymes with
Garfield.
Don't do that.
Okay. This person, we're calling them Garfield. You're calling him Garfield.
Yeah.
Go.
So this guy, we all knew him for like, I don't know, since freshman year. I think so, right?
Pretty much.
We knew of him, and I thought we weren't like best friends, but I mean we were cool with each other. We had a couple of classes together, right? He was a chill dude.
Yeah. He was like a popular kid.
Yeah, he was pretty popular.
He was pretty popular because he was like the head
football
like
team
and everything like that and stuff. Yeah.
So anyway, this guy, he was apparently not the brightest, I would say, and he kind of like had a little side hustle going on with his brother and his friends, and they're kind of in their own like gang or whatever, which I didn't know about, of course. But he had his own like clothing brand that he made in our print shop at school. So a while back,
he was selling clothing from print.
Yeah.
It was. Wait. Question. What do you remember? What brand it was, if anything?
I'm not gonna say the name, but I do remember.
Wait, just tell me how much he was selling it for.
I don't know how much he was selling it for. I just knew he and his brothers and his friends always like repped it and whatever, and they always wore it. And that's pretty much all I knew about it. Like. It was trash, by the way. It was complete trash.
Yeah, I figured it's trash. It was made in class. Like I feel like there's no way to redeem that.
Because there were people in print who made like pretty good designs and stuff. So, but his
way better.
He just wasn't one of them.
Yeah, he
wasn't just the coolest one.
But so he was asking me about like he messaged me one day on Instagram and was telling me. Oh, actually, he messaged me the day before the incident and asked me if I was selling one of my cameras or whatever. Because everyone knew I was like kind of the camera guy. You know, me and Andre, we both were in video class, and I brought cameras to school. You know, filmed football events or whatever.
Showing off the tripod.
Yeah, with the little Vincent walk. So he messaged me the day before, asked if I was selling a camera. I was like, I'm not selling any of my cameras, but I know where you can get some if you really want one, and whatever. And he's like, nah, it's all good or whatever. And then the next day he messaged me again and asked me if I could take pictures for him and he'd pay me for his brand and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. So this is before I had my license. So I asked my mom to drop me off, and it's really funny because right when my mom dropped me off, she told me don't get robbed. So she told me don't get robbed. And so
is that why she considers you a failure?
yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. But like, wait,
Well,
so like,
Cue sad music. Dun, dun.
wait,
Yeah,
so
right.
like, wait, she dropped you off. I remember you telling us like where it was. Was it by
It was on Citrus.
on Citrus? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, wasn't it in like in the gutters, like the
No,
like the
not yet,
walkway of
not
the
yet.
gutters?
Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay. okay.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking like, why would your mom drop you off at a gutter and then be like,
Yeah,
"Don't
no.
get robbed"?
That's too sketchy. So my photography stuff, I like going to like the urban photography. I love that kind of stuff. So we were inside this apartment complex, and I was taking pictures near a pool and stuff. So that was all fine, taking a bunch of pictures. Then he wanted to move to the canal next to it was right there, you know. And I thought it was in the back of my mind it was a little sketch, but at the same time I was like, that's actually a cool place. I love taking pictures down there. So yeah, let's do it. So we were on the bike path and we were taking a few pictures. And so by the way, he paid me like beforehand. So we were taking pictures, and about I would say 15 minutes after we got in there, two guys came around the corner in masks, and one of them pulled a gun from his pocket. Which, like, for a split second, I didn't realize what was going on, but I picked up on it pretty quick. Like, I was like, oh shit. So I had a knife on me, and I've been taught, like, you know, in this kind of event, just like leave your stuff. This stuff's replaceable. You know, your life isn't. So I was backing up, and I was just trying to get away from them. Like, I was just trying to. I didn't care about my stuff. I was trying to back up and make sure, you know, they didn't whatchamacallit. So the guy who had the gun was more focused on my camera, right? And it's important to know that I was watching everybody who was there, especially
Garfield.
you know, that him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was watching him, and I was under the impression that he was getting robbed too, right? But they seemed more focused on me. So I just kept backing up, and the guy without the gun was like up at me. He had me by my shirt, and he was telling me like, give me your wallet, give me your stuff. I was like, I don't got anything, man, just like get away or whatever. So I just kept backing up. The guy with the gun grabbed my camera, which was on the tripod, put the gun in his pocket and ran off, and then the other guy ran after him too. That's when I pulled out my knife and I started running after them. And
Wait, you ran after him?
I wasn't thinking. Well, after they ran, I knew I had my knife. I didn't pull out my knife until whatchamacallit, because, you know, let's bring a knife to a gunfight. That's stupid, you know.
Well, I mean, you didn't know what you were expecting, dog.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just, you know, overwhelmed with emotion. I just pulled out my knife and I started running after them. And so
Garfield.
stopped me and was like, hey, it's not worth it or whatever. Like I was like I don't care. I was like get the fuck out of my way, you know. Like I was so pissed, dude. I was like tearing up or whatever. And so I pushed him out of the way. I told him to grab my camera bag, because they only took my camera on the tripod. They didn't take my bag, which had a lens in it and a couple other things. So that was, you know, if they wanted to make more money, that would have been smart to take. But so they
Helping out the robbers.
not very smart,
Hey,
you know.
look, thieves, you're pretty bad at your job. First off, you should-
Like
Like Vincent getting it's like
right, like
it's like Vincent's there. It's like, well, I'm getting robbed anyways. Hey, you forgot the bag. Hey, guys,
Hey,
you
guys,
forgot
come
the
back.
like,
What are you doing?
like chasing them with the bag. Guys, come with
guys, you forgot something.
how to steal with Vincent.
Yeah, right. Like,
the.
see, it's funny because I've thought about like when I was, you know, like years ago. It's like if I was a robber, right? I would have everything set. Like, I've planned out my robberies, right? like how it would go down. Like, you know, but they weren't very smart. So anyway, so I was running after them. I pushed them out of the way, told them to grab my bag and come around the corner, because they ran around the corner, right? So they ran into a small cul-de-sac right there. I didn't see them run into there. I just saw them. I saw them turn the corner and like disappear. And after I got out, I was like yelling. I was screaming at them or whatever. And I knew that they, like, I didn't see them straight, so I knew they must have turned into that little cul-de-sac. So I I see a car pull out, but I didn't know it was them at this time, and they almost hit a car on the way out. You know, so I was like, I didn't even notice that was them at first. So I come around the corner. It's like a closed cul-de-sac, so I have no clue where they went. I was like freaking out, and it was actually really cool because somebody on the block on the little cul-de-sac, they heard screaming. They saw the people jump in the car, and they took a picture of the car. They got pretty much everything about the car except for like what kind of car it was and the license plate, because there was like a shine on the license plate. But they got the color and kind of like what it looked like. So I called the police. I was like freaking out. It was really funny because I was on the phone, and I was like, it's on the corner of Citrus and Gamble, right? Because that's the street I was on. And the operator was like, Citrus doesn't meet, Citrus and Campbell, like Campbell, like Campbell.
Yeah.
Like the soup, you know. And she thought I said Gamble, which is another street, and she's like, Citrus doesn't meet Gamble or whatever. I'm like, Campbell, like kind of yelling at her. I felt bad. I was just like freaking out, but I was telling her where it was, and she was like, oh, okay, so. Dude, an officer got there in like 30 seconds. I was like impressed, actually. I was like, oh shit. Like,
okay, they got better.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay,
damn.
okay. It's because you were white.
Yeah.
That was such a quick response.
Yeah, it's such a
Because I thought about it, I was like, because you're white.
So anyway, officer came by. He was telling me the description, whatever. I called my mom after the officer got there, and it was really funny because I got on the phone. I was crying. I was like, Mom, I got robbed or whatever. She's like, no, you didn't. Kind of laughing, and I'm like, I'm not kidding.
Oh my god!
I didn't believe you.
Yeah. So at first she didn't, and she's like, oh my god. She realized she woke up my dad or whatever. They came and got me, I was given a description to the officer or whatever, and they put out a whatchamacallit. And then, speaking of that, while I was on the phone with the police, right, like before the cop got there, the other dude,
Garfield.
right, he came around, he actually did drop off my camera bag right there, and he was like, I gotta go tell my brothers, I gotta go like tell somebody or whatever, because I didn't know where he lived, by the way. So I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, because I thought he got robbed too. So he was like, I gotta go tell my brothers, whatever, and took off. And I was like, okay, that's really sketchy. Like I was like, red flags are going off. Like, why? If you got robbed too, why wouldn't you wait?
You gotta remember, dude.
Garfield.
He's also black, so I mean, no, I'm messing around. But like, I mean, like, yeah, that is like definitely like sketchy. Like how he would just like, I gotta get out of here.
It was like, it was really stupid. But anyway, so he dropped off my stuff, so I got that stuff, and then cops came. Sorry, I burped. Cops came and they took the description, and then he left, and I went home. Me and my parents went around, kind of we got the picture from the lady who took the picture or whatever. The police got it, all that. So we were going around. Like kind of looking for them because my dad was pissed, and we ended up going home. And I was like, as I was thinking about it, I was like, that was so sketchy. I was like, what if he's in on it, So what I did that actually caught the guys.
Oh, hold up. This part is my favorite because this shit is wild.
So most people wouldn't think to do this, but I assumed he was in on it because of how he acted, and I was texting him and stuff on Instagram. I was like, "Where are you? Like you have to talk to the police or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, I'm scared as fuck, Like I'm like, I don't want to whatchamacallit. I'm like, okay, where are you? Like whatever." And he wasn't responding and stuff. So I went on his profile, right, his Instagram. I looked through his friends list to see if anybody, because I kind of had an idea of what the people looked like, right? Like their faces were covered, but I kind of got their height, what like their width, things like that.
Yeah.
So I go and I was looking through.
Wait, were they wearing ski masks and shit?
They had hoodies and they had bandanas on.
Oh, so like, yeah, you can see their face. Wait, how dark was it?
It was light. It was daytime. That's how stupid it was.
Oh my
That's how stupid it was.
They robbed in
Daytime.
broad daylight.
Broad daylight.
Yeah.
And so, anyways,
Oh my God.
I go onto his profile, my quote unquote friend's profile, and then I notice his brother, which I knew of his brother, and I knew that he was into the gang life and drugs and whatever, and he was into all that. So I clicked on his profile, and the first thing that came up, the first picture was a picture of him sitting on a car, and that car was the exact color and the exact model of the car of the picture that the lady took.
Oh my God.
So
Oh,
what I did
Dude, right?
I
Like-
went onto his YouTube channel because he had a YouTube channel, and the first video was a video of like a rap video that he made with his friend of them driving around with everybody on like the hood of this car, which had the license plate in the video. And not just that, in the picture you could see there was a dent in the right side back door, and there was a dent in the door.
Mm.
So hold on, 1 second. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so I knew, I was like, this is the same car. So I go and I take a picture of the license plate. I send it over to the cop that actually took the statement, right? And I think within an hour they found like where the car was registered to. They found the address, and they went inside the house, and they actually caught all three of the people, which were also my quote unquote friend was in on it. So of course, I knew that now. So 3 people got caught. Not only that, but because it was November, it was around Christmas time, and they had also been stealing packages, jewelry, car registrations, and like they had laptops and everything.
Didn't they
car.
find like in the car and everything too? Like they found all types of stuff.
They found my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So single-handedly, all I'm hearing. Wait, hold on. But by what you just said, single-handedly, you saved Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Vincent saved
that's how you wanna word
Christmas.
it.
not just that, but because they got my stuff back,
Mhm.
technically, I got robbed and got paid $10 for it. So, because I kept their money. I dropped my wallet as I was running after them, but somebody found it and turned it into the school, and one of the security guards gave it back to me.
Oh
So
yeah, I
got
was
my
there.
wallet,
Yeah.
all my stuff, and I kept the $10 because I didn't have it in my wallet. So I got paid $10 to get robbed, and so so the cop called me after they caught them and whatever. I went down to the police station. He made me identify the camera. I couldn't get it back then because it was under investigation and whatever.
There's evidence, yeah.
But he went through the SD card to double check it was my camera.
Mhm.
They had taken pictures of themselves on the camera, like in their house. Like so it was like 5 or 6 pictures of them like flipping off the camera or just doing dumb shit, and then it was the pictures that I took. So it was really stupid. They were the dumbest criminals I could think
Wait,
of.
so let's review every flaw they went through, because honestly, it's actually there's so much that they did
Yeah,
wrong.
Exactly, dude.
I can understand them using their car. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
teenagers. You gotta be resourceful. You got your own car, whatever. That's
Mhm.
that's whatever.
Well, first off, broad daylight. That was
That's the first.
That was the
thing.
most dumbest thing.
Yeah. Second off, using your own brother to
Well, no. See, that's fine. If you're gonna rob with the family, you see the thing
Oh,
is,
sure, yeah.
Garfield.
I'm gonna spit Garfield every time I messed up. So every time he messed up, or it was my brother's blah blah. He basically was straight telling you, my brother did it, but I gotta go make sure he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
if he said something else, or if he straight was hey, man, was hey, man, black people if he made some excuse like that, because I get it,
Yeah.
that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if you would believe them, but I feel hey, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Because in that town, there's not really a good rep between the police and the minorities, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm like,
Well, no,
that's
they don't treat the minorities properly. Like, I don't know. My friend straight got arrested for standing in front of his door. So I mean,
oh,
yeah, like
Oh, shit.
that was Sal.
Sal got arrested. What the hell?
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
but that's for another time. But
Yeah, that's another time.
But
But
basically, yeah. Like, and plus, what else was it? They were, like you said, they're focusing on you, right?
yeah, they were focusing on me. He didn't get anything stolen because I saw him drop his phone on the ground when he was supposedly getting robbed too, and then he was texting me on it later. Like, so I'm like, how'd you get your phone? Like shit like that, you know. So it was really dumb. A long process. They each got, or no, so two of them, the people who actually did the robbing, not quote unquote friend. He was in juvie for a couple of months and then got out. He's out now. And then the other two got 5.5 each, I think. 5 or 5.5 each. But yeah, that's basically how I got robbed for $10. Well, I got paid $10, but yeah.
Well,
Shit.
like,
It sounds like a plot for like a comedy.
yeah,
It just doesn't sound real.
it sounds like a plot of like some kind of teenage like Disney Channel like show, but except maybe a little bit Dan Schneider in there, but or like a cheap movie.
Oh,
I
not
don't know.
Foot Guy. No.
But I mean, like, yeah, like that's pretty cool. I mean, not cool. I mean, like, it's kind of a cool story to tell because like you did kind of like, hey, like if that didn't technically happen to you, all those people could have gotten their stuff back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, hey, like,
So the moral of the story: Vincent saved Christmas.
That's it. Christmas. That's
His
what I
heart
said.
grew 3 sizes and saved Christmas.
Yeah.
and just like that, little did he know, Vincent's Jew heart grew by 3 times his size. Bigger than
And
the
thought
star,
of running towards them.
bigger than the Star of David.
It's also why I carry a mace now. Because I brought a gun to a knife, or a knife to a gunfight, so.
It's fair.
Yeah. But I remember like going out with Vincent sometimes here and there, and even after it, keep in mind this is after like the incident, you know, he would like get so much anxiety and everything like that.
I
And, like,
still do.
I know. I know, dude. It sucks, but like he gets so much anxiety. He gets sketched out with everything now because
I actually saw him a while back. We were hanging out with Austin, and we were going to the 7-Eleven near his house.
Oh,
I
right.
saw him, and that was the first time I ever saw him since he got out. And I don't know if he recognized it was me, but since that was the first time I saw him, I got like super anxiety. Like my heart was racing. I got tunnel vision. Actually, it was a really weird.
That also happened during the bear battle at San Pasqual. Remember?
that's
Like
right.
as soon as he pulled up, dude, you were like
I was
trying
out
to get
there.
out of there.
I didn't care.
I mean,
I
Yeah.
still don't ever want to see him. But
At
there's
that
there's
moment-
times.
At that moment, I felt you mentally was just like, I'm not ready for the sequel.
Hey, I'll get $10 again. That's cool with me.
Vincent saves Christmas too.
this time he gets $20.
This time, he doesn't save Christmas. He saves the football game. God, you said you're
And gets cheerleader puss. No, she.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy that that happened. And it really does suck. I mean, cause like I personally like I've been in a situation where like someone like came up to me, but not like to rob me, but they were like trying to fight me or whatever. And like they left because they thought I was talking about them, and they realized that I wasn't. They were just being kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And this was on the Oceanite train, but like for me though, I'm also kind of like the person who was like who probably would have been like, well, that happened. I'm not gonna do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't I'm pretty nonchalant. I mean, it depends on what they take. Obviously, like if they took something valuable to me too, I'd be fucking running at them like
If
a
it was
maniac.
like, if someone came up to me and robbed me from like my wallet or something, like or like I didn't even have anything in my wallet, so it doesn't matter. But like something small or something. I feel like I would have been able to like deal with it easier, but it was like the whole process, especially since it was someone who I considered a friend, which makes it even worse,
Yeah, like
So
I can definitely see the emotional what's it called, like what do you call it, I guess the
like,
emotional
aspect.
the emotional aspect of that, because it's like you didn't just get robbed, it's like you were like
I
betrayed.
got set up.
You,
I
you were
was set up.
betrayed,
Yeah.
dude.
And like the terrible part of that too, like I'm backtracking back to the San Pasqual game. Like when I saw him pulled up and everything like that, and he was just going up to his football teammates, just dabbing them up, and like nothing has happened. Like do they not realize that he would like rob someone and like he's involved with all this, and like
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair,
they're making it sound like
I-
nothing
I-
happened. They made
I
it sound
doubt
like
that-
nothing happened though.
I
That's the
doubt that
thing.
they don't know. It's kind of eerie to think that, since like assuming that they know, because how could you miss that? They probably don't
Yeah,
care
well,
or
they
not realize
probably-
how like bad it is.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because
well, I mean, a
he
lot
was.
of people can put things behind them pretty easy. I mean,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when you're friends with somebody with like actual friends with them, like best friends and whatever, for like the longest time, I could see, and the type of people we hung out with, I bet they kind of do similar stuff, not exactly on that level, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
like kind of they relate with that kind of lifestyle. It's easier to forgive somebody like that when you're that close to them. And I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knew. I didn't tell people at school really. I mean, people knew I got robbed. Not everybody, obviously, but like you guys. I told you guys at first when it first happened. But he didn't end up walking. I don't know if he graduated later, but he didn't end up graduating because he was in juvie sent from November to I think sometime in the summer. So he didn't. I don't think he graduated.
wait, well, I mean, like, isn't he a rapper now?
I don't know. I blocked him on all social media. I don't care. Because
That sounds-
last
What a
thing I
pussy.
remember.
Yeah.
Well, it's really weird because when I was in court and whatever for all that, he like after he got out, the last thing I just remember him posting before I like unfollowed him was free my whatever whatchamacallit. And he was talking about his brother. I'm like, free the guy that robbed me, that stuck a gun. It like literally the gun was probably a good.
Oh wait, was the gun
2 feet away
discovered to
from
be
me.
real or fake? I'm kind of curious.
Oh,
about that.
by the way, speaking of that, yeah, I thought it was fake at first, but it was real and it had one in the chamber. So
Yes, I mean, so all I'm hearing is if you did happen to send pepper spray and you fucking sprayed him, he could have easily
Coulda squeezed off a shot,
He could have
yeah.
actually shot you. So I mean, I feel like and I feel like the mace is kind of counterintuitive or whatever.
Well, but mace is better than a knife in that sense. Like I would rather like
Yeah, blind him, kick him in the nuts.
yeah, blind him than try and get close and stab him.
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
it was funny because I thought it was an airsoft gun when I first saw it. I thought it was fake, like completely fake. And I told the officer that I'm like I don't know if it was fake. It kind of looked like a BB gun, but I'm not sure. Whatever. In court, when the people were asking, when his defenders were asking me questions, he was saying like, "Oh, you thought the gun was fake, right?" Like I was like, "Well, I didn't know." Like I was telling him, I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "But you said in the police report that you think the gun is fake." I was like, "Well, it looked kind of fake because I have airsoft guns. I have fake guns, so it looked kind of fake to me." But it was real, and it was funny because I don't like lawyers, right? I get what their job is to do, like I know what their job is, but the way he was asking me questions pissed me off because he was trying to seem like I wasn't in that much danger, and I was like, dude, I had a gun in my face. Like basically that's what I ended up telling him. I was like I had a gun in my face, so yes, there was danger, and I was scared for my life. So that's basically it. So
I mean, fake or not, and with context or not, you should be afraid.
yeah, like. And I was afraid. I just, I was able to look down the barrel of a gun. So it's, it wasn't a good experience.
For sure.
But anyway, yeah, that was pretty much it.
Shit. I mean, you're here today. So that's
Yeah,
good.
thank God I'm not I don't have an extra hole.
Garfield.